The Revolution of Black Love, mastering the skills to transform our relationships and communities. Welcome to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about love. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's not just close to my heart, but vital to the very fabric of our community. We're talking about Black love, not as an abstract concept, but as a tangible, learnable skill that has the power to transform our lives, our families, and our entire society. I'm honored to share with you the groundbreaking insights from my recent conversation with Renee Miller, a visionary whose work is reshaping the landscape of Black relationships. Renee isn't just a relationship expert, she's a revolutionary thinker who's challenging us to reimagine the very foundations of love and connection within the Black community. Renee Miller's approach is nothing short of transformative. She's not just talking about love, she's providing a blueprint for it. A blueprint that has the potential to heal generational wounds, strengthen our families, and fortify our communities against the relentless pressures we face. Her work isn't just important, it's urgent, it's necessary, and it's powerful beyond measure. Now, I want you to take a moment, close your eyes if you can. Think about love. What images come to mind? Is it the flutter in your chest when you see someone special? The comfort of a long-term partnership? Or perhaps it's the ache of past heartbreaks that still linger? Whatever it is, hold on to that feeling, because we're about to challenge and expand everything you think you know about love. We've been sold a narrative about love, haven't we? A narrative that tells us love is something that just happens to us, that it's a matter of chance, of fate, that we stumble upon it if we're lucky, and if we're not, you see, well, too bad. But what if I told you that this narrative isn't just incomplete, but potentially harmful? What if I told you that love, real love, enduring love, is something we can actively create? This is the revolutionary idea at the heart of Renee Miller's work. She's developed a framework, a blueprint, if you will, for cultivating love. It's called the 7 factors of love: attraction, communication, honesty, respect, trust, safety, and vulnerability. Now, these might sound familiar. After all, we've all heard about the importance of communication in relationships, right? But here's where Renee's approach is different. She's not just listing these as nice-to-have qualities. She's presenting them as interconnected, learnable skills that, when mastered, create a synergy that can transform our relationships. Think about it like this. Each of these factors is like an instrument in an orchestra. Alone, they can make beautiful music. But when they come together, when they're in harmony, they create a symphony. That's what we're talking about when we talk about love. It's not just about feeling attracted to someone. It's not just about being able to communicate. It's about how all these elements work together to create something truly extraordinary. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That sounds great, but love isn't that simple. You can't just learn to love. And you're right, to an extent. Love isn't simple. It's complex. It's messy. It's sometimes painful. But that doesn't mean we can't approach it with intention, with skill, with a commitment to growth and learning. Let's break this down a bit. Take trust, for example. Trust isn't something that just magically appears in a relationship. It's built brick by brick through consistent honesty and respect. Or consider vulnerability, opening ourselves up, showing our true selves. That's scary. But it becomes possible, even natural, when we feel safe, when we trust our partner. These factors aren't isolated. They're interconnected, interdependent. When we cultivate them intentionally, they create a powerful synergistic effect, amplifying the impact of our love. Communication thrives on respect and honesty. Attraction is deepened through vulnerability and trust. It's a beautiful, intricate dance, and Renee is showing us the steps. But why is this so critical for the Black community specifically? Here's where we need to confront some hard truths. Our community faces some of the highest single rates among both Black men and women. We're dealing with disproportionately high divorce rates and alarmingly low marriage rates. These aren't just statistics. They represent real pain, real struggles, real people grappling with the impact of historical and systemic oppression on our most intimate relationships. And let's be clear, we can't ignore the current socio-political climate. At a time when institutions are actively working to dismantle our communities and push us backwards, the strength of our relationships becomes a critical line of defense. Strong Black families are the cornerstone of our resilience. They are the foundation upon which we build our future. Studies on relationship dynamics show that couples who actively work on their communication and trust experience higher levels of satisfaction and longevity. Yet, many in our community lack access to the tools and resources they need to do this effectively. This is where Renee's vision comes in. She's not just talking about love as an abstract concept. She's providing concrete tools, actionable steps that we can take to build the love we deserve. Now, I want to acknowledge something here. I understand deeply the pain that comes from disappointment and frustration in love. Many of us are carrying the weight of broken promises, shattered expectations, and a longing for connection that feels perpetually out of reach. We prioritize love, made it a necessity, only to be met with setbacks and heartache. This is exactly why this work is so urgent. We cannot afford to remain trapped in cycles of disappointment. We've reached a critical juncture. We can either succumb to the narratives that tell us love is impossible, or we can choose to rewrite those narratives with our own hands. We can choose to equip ourselves with the skills and knowledge we need to create the love we deserve. This is why Renee is building the Institute for Certified Coaching. It's not just an organization, it's a movement, a global movement, starting right here in the United States to train and deploy what she calls soldiers for love within the Black community and beyond. This isn't just about individual relationships. It's about building a network of certified coaches who are equipped to transform our communities from the inside out. Imagine a world where we have an army of love practitioners, people who understand the 7 factors of love: attraction, communication, honesty, respect, trust, safety, and vulnerability, and can deploy them effectively. People who can guide others through the process of building strong, resilient relationships. People who can help us break free from limiting patterns and create the love we deserve. Through this institute, Renee envisions providing comprehensive certification training on these 7 factors of love. She wants to offer personalized coaching to individuals and couples seeking to deepen their understanding and application of these principles. She's building a global community of certified soldiers for love committed to promoting healthy, thriving Black relationships. And she's not stopping there. The Institute will conduct ongoing research to refine and expand our knowledge of relationship dynamics within the Black community. Now, I want to share a story with you, a story that Renee shared with me that illustrates the power of this approach. There was a couple, let's call them Michael and Tanya. They had been together for 5 years, but their relationship was on the brink of collapse. Communication had broken down, trust was eroded, and they felt more like roommates than partners. They came to Renee as a last resort, skeptical that anything could save their relationship. Renee started by helping them understand the 7 factors of love. She showed them how these factors were interconnected in their relationship. They realized that their lack of honest communication had eroded trust, which in turn made them both feel unsafe to be vulnerable with each other. This cycle had slowly chipped away at their attraction and respect for one another. But here's the beautiful part. Once they understood this, once they had the language and the tools to address these issues, things began to change. They started with small steps. They committed to having honest conversations, even when it was uncomfortable. They practiced active listening, really hearing each other without judgment. They made efforts to show respect, even in moments of disagreement. Slowly but surely, trust began to rebuild. As trust grew, they felt safer being vulnerable with each other. They rediscovered the attraction that had brought them together in the first place. It wasn't easy. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, but they had the tools now. They understood the process. And 6 months later, their relationship was stronger than it had ever been. This story isn't unique. Renee has countless examples of couples who have transformed their relationships through this approach. And it's not just about saving troubled relationships. It's about elevating good relationships to great ones. It's about building a foundation for love that can weather any storm. But here's the thing, this isn't just about individual couples. This is about our community as a whole. When we strengthen our relationships, we strengthen our families. When we strengthen our families, we strengthen our communities. And when we strengthen our communities, we build a resilience that can stand against any force that seeks to divide us. We're at a pivotal moment in history. The challenges we face as a community are immense. But I believe, and Renee believes, that love is our most powerful weapon. Not just romantic love, but the love that binds families together, that connects communities, that fuels movements. So here's my challenge to you: don't accept the narrative that love is something that just happens to you. Don't buy into the idea that some people are just lucky in love while others are destined for disappointment. Instead, I want you to see love as a skill, as a craft that you can hone. I want you to approach your relationships with intention, with a commitment to growth and learning. Start by reflecting on the 7 factors of love in your own life. How's your communication? Are you being truly honest, not just with your partner, but with yourself? Are you showing respect even in moments of disagreement? Do you feel safe to be vulnerable? These aren't easy questions, but they're essential ones. And if you're struggling, know that help is available. Renee's Institute for Certified Coaching is training people right now who can guide you through this process. Consider seeking out a relationship coach or counselor who understands these principles. Or if you're feeling called to make a bigger impact, consider becoming a certified coach yourself. Be part of this army of love that's working to transform our community. Remember, every time you choose to approach love with intention, every time you work on these skills, you're not just improving your own life, you're contributing to a larger movement. You're helping to rewrite the narrative of Black love. You're building a legacy of strong, resilient relationships that can be passed down through generations. We have the power to change the statistics. We have the power to create a new reality where Black love thrives. But it starts with each of us in our own lives, in our own relationships. It starts with recognizing that love is not just something we feel, it's something we do. It's a choice we make every day, a skill we can continually improve. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a call to action, a challenge that I hope will resonate in your hearts and minds long after you leave this room. First, I challenge you to commit to your own growth. Take one step today towards mastering the skill of love. Have that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Show vulnerability where you've been guarded. Offer respect where you've withheld it. Remember, you're not just doing this for yourself. You're doing it for your partner, for your family, for your community. Second, I urge you to spread this message. Share what you've learned today with your friends, your family, your community. Be a beacon of hope for those who have given up on love. Show them that there's another way, that love is a skill we can all learn and master. Third, I implore you to support initiatives like Renee's Institute for Certified Coaching. Whether that means becoming a coach yourself or simply supporting those who are doing this vital work, we need an army of love soldiers, and every one of you has the potential to be part of this movement. And finally, I challenge you to dream big. Imagine a world where Black love is not the exception but the norm. A world where our relationships are a source of strength, not struggle. A world where we pass down not just generational wealth, but generational love. That world is possible, but only if we commit to making it a reality. You see, this isn't just about improving our individual relationships. This is about nothing less than the transformation of our community. When we master love, we master life itself. We build stronger families, more resilient communities, and a brighter future for generations to come. So I ask you, are you ready to be part of this revolution? Are you ready to rewrite the narrative of Black love? Are you ready to become a master of love? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands, and the time is now. Let's go out there and create the love we deserve, the love our community needs. Because when we do, we don't just change our relationships, we change the world. Thank you.